Now, in this lecture, we will see the different parts of any braking system used in case of the automobiles or any vehicle which get self-propelled. Okay, so there are basically four things which or four subsystem which are present in case of the any kind of braking system. The things are such as uh, our foundation system. Okay, so this is our foundation system. After that, force amplification system. After that, transmission system and the actuation system. Okay, so these are the four things or four subsystem which are included in case of the or which is a part of any braking system. Okay, on the basis of those we are supposed to design our brake system best suitable for that vehicle. Okay, so first of all we will see what is the foundation. Okay, so the foundation are the things, the name itself indicate, which hold or the thing which helps to have a rigidity, or the foundation means the things which are somewhat rigid. Okay, and which giving the support to system. Like in case of the civil, the foundation is nothing but the foundation of building is nothing but the how deep we are penetrating the columns. Okay, so that give the support to entire building for the entire length of the building or entire vertical length of the building throughout its all span, or it gives the rigidity. Similarly, in case of the braking system also, the foundation system are those system which gives a strength to braking system. Okay, so the one fundamental we have to remember to stop any vehicle, any moving wheel. Okay, to stop any moving wheel we should grab that wheel. Okay, and the thing through which we are grabbing it, or the thing which grab that wheel, that thing should be a rigid one, or I mean to say that thing should not be moving along the tire, otherwise wheel won't stop. Or in simple word if we can say, the moving wheel or moving thing only stops whenever it hold against a steady object. Okay, otherwise if you hold that moving thing by moving object, then the thing will not stop. So that's why the foundation are such a thing which the foundation are such a things which hold the our moving wheel or rotating wheel. Okay, or it is a thing against which we are supposed to hold a moving or rotating wheel. Okay, via liner or via brake pad. Okay, so in case of the drum brake we are having a back plate. Okay, so back plate is located uh, on the axle, and on the back plate we are supposed to assemble the thing like wheel cylinder, the thing like cam. Okay, the thing like liner. We are using a liner in case we are using the wheel cylinder in case of the hydraulic actuation system. We are using a cam or toggle in case of the mechanical actuation system, and we are using a liner in order to stop the vehicle. So I think you have gone through the drum braking system, so you must know what is a backplate. Okay, even though I shown in the show you actually even though I shown you the things like backplate, liner in the practical session. So you must know what is a backplate. Okay, so in case of the drum there is a backplate, but in case of the disc brake there is a caliper. Okay, the caliper should be mount in mount on some rigid platform. Okay, so against that rigid platform our caliper is supposed to grab that rotating discs in order to stop it. Okay, so in case of the two-wheeler there is a front axle. In case of the front braking system, front wheel braking system, there is a front fork we are used as a foundation. Okay, in case of the rear disc brake we are supposed to use a trailing arm. Okay, or trailing link on which we supposed to mount our caliper. So that trailing link supposed to act as a rigid foundation. Against that trailing link, in case of the rear wheel, we are supposed to grab our rear wheel discs via caliper. So the foundation is a thing which helps to make rigid, okay, our braking system, or against that we are supposed to grab our rotating discs. After that, force amplification. This is the most important thing, that is force amplification. Okay, as moment of vehicle increases, okay, the drum moment also increases. The angular moment of drum and angular moment of disc also increases. So to stop that rotating high moment of disc or drum, we require a huge quantity of force, okay, at the road wheel side. Okay, so it is not possible to give a equal proportion of force by driver side. If we are expecting a same magnitude of force from the driver side, so it will induce a huge fatigue, physical fatigue on the driver hands or driver leg. So in order to amplify the driver effort, okay, equal to required effort at road wheels, we are using a amplification, force amplification system. The force amplification system may be a mechanical type or the hydraulic type. Okay, so in case of the hydraulic actuation system, hydraulic braking system, we are using a hydraulic principle to amplify the force. In case of the mechanical actuation or mechanical brake, we are using a mechanical amplification of mechanical force amplification system. Now first of all we will see a hydraulic force amplification system. Now in this diagram I shown you the hydraulic braking system, and in this video also I supposed to clear your concept of hydraulic braking system only. Okay, I hope you gone through the all those video which I already uploaded on Google Classroom. In this lecture I only supposed to take a hydraulic braking system, and it's the actuation principle. Okay, so now see how actually amplification is done, that is force amplification is done in case of our hydraulic braking system. We know the Pascal's law. In a closed container, if we apply a force, then at the all the boundary of that closed container, the force magnitude is remain same. So that principle we supposed to study in case of the fluid system or mechanics of fluid system. So that going to be used over here. So suppose PW and PM are the force at the wheel cylinder. So this is our caliper, okay, and this is our master cylinder. We will see how master cylinder work in a further slide, but sake of time just remember this is our master cylinder which develop the pressure, and that developed pressure is supposed to convert to this wheel caliper. Okay, so which is in case of the disc brake we supposed to use. In case of the drum brake, if hydraulic actuation is there, then we are using the wheel cylinder. Okay, so here there is a disc brake is there, then caliper is also there, because in case of the disc brake we can't use the wheel cylinder, there is always caliper are used in case of the disc brake. So now in the caliper there is a cylinder, there is a piston present in the cylinder. Okay, so this is a pistons. Okay, whenever force is applied, that time whenever force is applied, okay, this is a force applied, then pressure, look at here, whenever this forward movement take place, that time pressure built up in the line, and with respect to built up pressure, those piston get pushed towards this rotating disc. Okay, so this rotating disc get grabbed by these two piston. In front of these two piston, you observe there is a yellow colors braking pads are there, that braking pad having coefficient of friction. Okay, and that with the help of that coefficient of friction is supposed to reduce the moment of this disc, and due to the friction principle, on the basis of the friction pressure. If you observe the pressure of this piston and the pressure diameter of this piston and the diameter of this piston, okay, is different in actual case. In the image you can notice this is same, as good as same, but in actual case the diameter of this piston and the diameter of this piston is having huge difference. The diameter of master cylinder piston, okay, this is master cylinder piston, is very small as compared to the diameter of this caliper piston. Okay, so diameter of caliper piston is comparatively more as compared to the diameter of the master cylinder piston. Now the PW and PM are the pressure at wheel side, and PM is the pressure at the master side. Means here the pressure generated by the this moment, this is PM, and the pressure conveyed here is PW. As per the Pascal law, this is a closed line. Okay, this is a closed line, no any other path is there, this is an entirely closed line till here. So pressure at the this end and the pressure at this end is same, so that's why I'm supposed to have PW is equal to PM. PW is nothing but a pressure at pressure behind this piston of caliper, and PM is the pressure in front of the master cylinder. Now pressure nothing but we know force upon area. So force at wheel side, okay, divided by area of wheel. Now what is the area? This is the area of wheel, not wheel exactly, area of this piston, okay, of the caliper. So force applied by this piston on the disc is nothing but the FW, and the AW is nothing but the area of this piston, okay. Both piston we can say, just sake of time just consider one piston. It is equivalent, same magnitude we can use for this piston also, okay. So if triple piston is there, so that magnitude get thrice. If four pistons pair are there, then that magnitude get four. Just grabbing forces increases, that's it, okay. So here two piston is there, so that force get twice over here, okay. So now FW is nothing but the force applied by the piston on the disc. AW is nothing but the area of this piston. After FM is nothing but the force applied by driver, okay, rider, on this plunger. AW is nothing but the area of this plunger or this piston, okay. I told you the area of this piston, diameter of this piston is less as compared to diameter of this piston, so but obviously area of cross section area of this piston is also less, okay, as diameter less. Here diameter is greater, then but obviously area is also greater, okay. So AW is greater than AM. Now our aim is that we have to amplify this FM, that is driver effort, okay, at the wheel side. So here the wheel side force can be calculated. FW is equal to FM, that is driver effort, multiply AW. AW is the area of this piston, which is more, okay, divided by AW, okay. So in this way the force get multiplied. Now the force at the driver side is equal to the force the force at the road wheel side, that is applied by our caliper piston, that is applied by this caliper piston on the road disc, is equal to, that is FW is equal to force of rider or the applied by driver multiplied by area of piston of caliper, okay, and divide by the area of piston in the master cylinder. So this relation indicates as the area of caliper piston is greater, this force applied by road caliper piston is greater, and as area of piston of master cylinder lesser, okay, then also force applied by this caliper is increases, because this area of area of plunger of master cylinder is at denominator. So as this lowest, but obviously this magnitude get increases as this AW, that is area of that caliper piston, okay. So as caliper piston area increases, but obviously this magnitude is increases. So the main thing for the amplification in case of the hydraulic amplification principle on the basis of Pascal law, as this diameter reduces, our value of the force transmitted or conveyed to this location is increases, even though area of this increases as compared to this one, force is increases. So this is the one kind of amplification we are using in case of our hydraulic amplification system. Now we go through the mechanical amplification system, okay. So this is a mechanical amplification principle. Now this is a mechanical system, okay, mechanical actuation system. This is our liner, okay, this is a liner. Here there is a drum is present. Actually, let's have a drum. Suppose this is a circular drum, is very slow. Okay, I have drawn half drum only, just consider it is a full drum, okay. Now whenever this lever, okay, get pull in this direction, what will happen, this cam having such a direction, okay, so that cam responsible to push this liner away from the center, okay, and this liner supposed to grab the drum, rotating drum, okay. In that case what will happen, uh, the wheel supposed to stop, and all this activity done against those spring, this is called, those spring is called as a retaining spring, which we are using in case of the drum brake arrangement, in order to pull back our liner to its initial position, or to disengage our liner from the drum in order to release the brake, okay. So whenever as soon as driver release the brake lever, this retaining spring helps to pull back our liner away from the drum system, okay. So this thing are here, so driver whenever applying the force, it's applying the force against this spring also. So even though whenever the moment of drum increases, that is rotational moment of drum is increases, the force need to be applied by driver is also need to be enhanced in order to have a quick stopping. But by have by conveying a same force magnitude, that is 20 kgf, here 20 kgf is force applied by driver, same as to this end, is not that much efficient, or is not that much effective, I meant to say, okay. The vehicle won't stop at that instant only, so driver need to apply more force with respect to enhancing this increasing the speed of the vehicle. So to reduce tension or reduce fatigue from the driver side, we should have amplification. Here in mechanical braking system, we are having the two position, or at two position we are doing the amplification. Here this is the L1 is the length of our lever, that is brake lever, and this brake lever is supposed to having a moment with respect to this hinge. This is a hinge point, okay. About this point, this hinge, this brake lever is supposed to move in this direction, this downward direction, okay. So here we are taking the mechanical advantage, and here your suppose brake wire is what, tied on the this lever. So whenever you are applying the downward force here, that time this wire get pulled in this direction with respect to this pivot. So here we are getting a mechanical advantage. That mechanical advantage is nothing but the advantage at lever 1. This is lever 1, okay. So at lever 1 we are getting the mechanical advantage, that is L1 by L2. As L1 is greater, our mechanical advantage, that is L1 is distance from this point to this point. As L1 is greater, we are getting a mechanical advantage at lever 1 side more. As L2 is small, okay, the distance from this to this, the mechanical advantage we are getting at lever 1 is greater. So L2 as good as small we are trying to keep, and L1 we are keeping as good as more, okay. So that's why L1 is greater than almost L2. Now this is lever first. Now lever second, okay. So lever second, here we are having L3 is the length of this point to this point, okay. This point to this point, this is a length of lever 3, L3, and L4 is nothing but the distance from cam center to the edge of the cam, okay. It is a distance between center of the cam to the edge of the cam, that is L4. So here we are getting the mechanical advantage second, that is advantage of lever 2, that is L3 divided by L4. The same principle here also, as L3 is greater as that of the L4, we are getting the high mechanical advantage or advantage at lever 2. So now what is the resultant force at the cam? So here also F cam is nothing but the force at the cam side, and F lever is nothing but the force at lever side, means driver applied force. F lever is nothing but driver applied force, and F cam is nothing but the conveyed force at the cam, okay, or amplified force at the cam end. So that cam force, that is amplified force, is equal to F lever force, that is 20 kgf, multiplied by advantage, that is mechanical advantage at lever 1, that is L1 by L2, multiplied by mechanical advantage at lever 2, that is L3 by L4. So in that way we are get amplified force at the cam end. So but obviously if here 20 kgf applied by driver, here definitely it get 200 kgf or 300 kgf, depending upon the that advantage, mechanical advantage at lever 1 and mechanical advantage at lever 2. So in this way the amplification concept in case of the hydraulic braking system Okay, and in case of the mechanical braking system are work. Now in case of the motorcycle, remember one thing, whenever hydraulic braking system are used, this type of hydraulic braking system only comes with a disc brake. Okay, the hydraulic braking system in case of the automobile come with a two type of construction, either it may be a disc, either it may be a drum. But whenever a hydraulic braking system come with the drum arrangement, we require a huge size of hub. But in case of the two-wheeler, our hub size is very small, okay, as compared to the four-wheeler. In case of the four-wheeler, hydraulic braking system come in two type of construction. It may be a disc type construction or it may be a drum type construction. But in case of the two-wheeler, hydraulic braking system only have one kind of construction, that is a disc construction, because hydraulic disc construction required very less space. And remember second thing, the mechanical actuation or mechanical actuation system always come with the drum type. Okay, so in here, in case we are using a toggle or can. Okay, so in case of the two-wheeler, hydraulic is always disc and mechanical is always drum. Thank you.